Good morning, everyone. I present a study titled Seeing Beyond the Lump Analysis of Sonographic Features of Breast Lesions with Histopathological Correlation. Breast lesions are a common clinical problem across all age groups. In developing countries like India, ultrasonography often serves as the first line imaging modality, particularly in young women, and ultrasound allows real time characterization of lesions and guides further management. Although several studies have described ultrasound features of breast lesions, correlation with histopathology remains essential. Real-world data from tertiary centers help reinforce imaging pathology concordance and highlight patterns of disease presentation. The aim of this study is to analyze the ultrasonographic features of breast lesions and correlate them with histopathology. The other objectives include to assess imaging pathology concordance and to identify false negative and false positive interpretations. This was a retrospective observational study including 14 patients. Cases were sourced from available histopathology records, and all patients had undergone ultrasound prior to tissue diagnosis. Only histopath confirmed lesions were included, and conservatively managed lesions were excluded. The retrospective design allowed imaging pathology correlation in a modality where routine follow up is limited. The results of this study gave a wide age spectrum ranging from early adulthood to elderly patients. Benign lesions were more frequently encountered in younger individuals, whereas malignant lesions predominated in older age groups. Benign lesions demonstrated classic ultrasonographic features, including oval or gentle lobulated shape, circumscribed margins, parallel orientation, homogeneous ecotexture, and posterior acoustic enhancement. Malignant lesions commonly exhibited irregular shape, non-circumscribed or speculated margins, non-parallel orientation, posterior acoustic shadowing, and associated findings such as skin thickening or axillary lymphadenopathy. Overall imaging pathology concordance was high. One case demonstrated discordance. It was a false negative ultrasound interpretation of a later proven borderline phyllodes tumor. To better demonstrate the spectrum of ultrasonographic appearances observed in our study, I will now present representative cases from benign, borderline, and malignant categories. This representative benign case of a 27-year-old female with swelling in left breast demonstrated a well-defined, wider than tall, hypoechoic, ovoid lesion with no evidence of significant vascularity on color Doppler examination. It was noted at 4 o'clock position in the left breast and was labeled as a Biret's 2 lesion, likely fibroadenoma. The subsequent pathology confirmed the benign pathology and it was diagnosed as a fibroadenoma. Next is a case of a 21-year-old female with history of breast swelling since 5 years. She had no positive family history. We can see a large, well-defined, lobulated, smooth marginated solid lesion diffusely involving the right breast, extending across all four quadrants. The lesion showed gentle microlobulations. It was circumscribed and showed multiple variable-sized anechoic cystic spaces containing dense echoes within it. it. The mass was seen indenting the underlying pectoralis muscle. It was labeled as a Biret's 4, possibly phyllodes tumor, and histopath confirmed the phyllodes component with atypical ductal hypoplasia. The next is a case of 77-year-old female with right breast lump since 3 months and a family history of breast cancer. We can see a relatively well-defined hypoechoic lesion with irregular margins and with prominent vascular channels seen along its right superolateral margin. It was noted at 7 o'clock position and indented the muscular plane inferiorly. The lesion was labeled as Biret's 4A and was later confirmed on histopathology to be a tiny focal invasive ductal carcinoma with ductal carcinoma in situ component. 39-year-old female with lump in left breast since 1 year. We can see a small sized, relatively well defined, irregularly heterogeneous hypoechoic lesion with minimal internal vascularity on color Doppler examination at 7 o'clock position in the lower inner quadrant of left breast. It was labeled as a Biret's 4A lesion and histopath confirmed an invasive carcinoma. The last is a representative of the borderline cases. She was a 43-year-old female and USG showed a Biret's 2 lesion with typical features in the lateral half of left breast at 3 o'clock position. Although relatively well defined, the size and internal characteristics warranted biopsy, and histopathology revealed a borderline phyllodes tumor. Our findings are consistent with published literature showing good correlation between ultrasound features and histopathology. Elderly patients in our cohort more frequently presented with aggressive imaging features, likely reflecting patterns of presentation rather than disease prevalence. Further, the age-related trends observed in this histopathology-confirmed cohort highlight that the need for heightened clinical and imaging vigilance is necessary in elderly patients. As radiologists, we often do not receive systematic follow-up for the majority of cases. Retrospective imaging pathology studies therefore play an important role in bridging this feedback gap. To conclude, systematic ultrasonographic evaluation using BIRADS allows reliable characterization of breast lesions with good correlation to histopathology. Recognition of sonographic patterns, particularly in elderly patients, remains essential for timely diagnosis and optimal patient management. Our references were as follows. Thank you.